Hey, okay, I'm on my way back to the house because my husband, it's like 3 o'clock. I just dropped Aiden off, and yeah, he's late as usual. 8 minutes late. I was like, oh my god. But my husband's like, oh, I'm gonna get off work so we can work together if you want me to go. And I said, okay, yeah, well, you know. But yeah, I don't have a problem with him going with me. It'd be fine, you know. I mean, I guess I was a little excited about doing it myself, but it's okay, you know, because I get to listen to my music and jam and drive and stuff, you know. I kind of like that, but it's cool, you know. If he wants to go with me, then that works too. And we're just gonna work till 7. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, you know, that I don't know. I had things that I wanted to say. I don't even know how to say it, but things are going well. Like I said, things between me and my husband are going pretty good. And, you know, I'm going to try and, you know, give him a little more grace than I've been giving him. And I know he can't help it. Like, maybe he does sound harsher and look like he's frowning really hard sometimes. And maybe he's not really frowning, but people, not just me, are taking the same way like it is. But he does have to curb that a little bit, because like I said, unfortunately, like for Aiden, I don't think Aiden's gonna care that my husband sounds harsher than he means to sound, or, you know, frowns really hard, because, you know what I mean, you'd have to, because I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just, I don't know. I don't, you know, so he will have to work on that if he wants to not make Aiden, you know, like whatever, you know, feel the way he does, you know, because I get it. It's hard. It's hard when you feel like someone's really frowning at you or acting like they dislike you or hate you, or you've done something wrong, or, you know what I mean, that I don't know, that feeling you feel when you think that, you know, you might not know what's going on in their head, but that's how you feel, like, you know what I mean? And I completely get that, because unfortunately it just is that way, you know. So as I'm saying, he's going to have to work on it, period, whether he likes it or not. When it comes to, for sure, Aiden, probably Raymond, because Raymond's pretty sensitive too, you know. And I guess even me, because let's face it, I might think, oh yeah, I can handle it, but then maybe I don't want to. Maybe that, you know, part of this, my problem is, like, you know, who wants to make someone who makes you feel like that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to try and give some grace there. And who knows, maybe he'll be able to lighten up, and, you know, things will get a lot better, you know. I was watching this YouTube video where you know, that's what they were saying, that some people, you know, might find that they're, I don't know how to say it, but okay, it was this guy. Okay, he's black. Okay, and the lady he was doing was black, and she said she was kind of upset because here this black guy was married a white girl, and he was saying that she was bringing him peace and stuff, right? Because I guess, and then everyone was saying it was kind of a cultural thing, not like that lady was taking it personal, like it was a race thing, when it wasn't really a race thing. It was more of a cultural difference, which could be for anybody, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess it's the way people live, right? Like maybe how culturally you live, because it, you know, everyone's different, and there's different, in every race, people fight and scream at each other and whatever, because it does happen. Like there's plenty of white people that are fighting at each other, you know, just as much as maybe 2 black people might, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, but the whole point was, it made me really think that, you know, because you do think, and I get this, that sometimes you might think, oh my God, fighting's normal. People fighting like this, screaming at each other, yelling at each other, throwing things at each other, might be normal when it's not really normal. You know what I mean? There are people that don't live like that. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Okay, I'm just saying, like, you know, and even though I've got a man, I go, I wonder what that's kind of like. I mean, my parents, they barely fought, but like I said, the little bit that they did, it was, you know, there's been moments, like I had moments, you know, like, oh my God, you know, and I don't know. Like I said, I think they hid it mostly well from us, and most of theirs was financial worries. Like they were worried about money, you know, especially my mother. She was very worried about when my dad liked to spend money, kind of like where I get the spending part from, right? I think I do, you know, wasting money on shit when, you know, when they have bills, or maybe they're, like I said, my mom's worried that something could happen, you know what I mean? She was more that way, and she did wear the pants in the family too, kind of. As we always used to joke, she wears the pants in the family, you know. And oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like I said, I feel like most of our family was pretty normal, you know, not that much. But like I said, it's because I think they didn't do that in front of us, really. The couple times that it happened, oh my goodness, were probably traumatic. let's just put it that way. Probably traumatic. So that's probably why they didn't fight that much in front of us, you know, argue that much, you know. And I don't know. Or me and my husband, I remember thinking, you know, if you could fight with each other and still, you know, whatever, be fine, you know. Like I did have that, like oh my God, you know. And then I have to admit, when I got with my husband, we were fighting all the time. I was like, no, I take that back. I hate fighting. It's awful. I'd rather not be fighting than fighting. You know. So like I said, I guess we gotta work on that too. But you know, Lord have mercy. Yeah. But like the whole point of the video is it did make me wonder, you know, because like I said, it did make me wonder. I said maybe we can change enough so that we're more of a calmer, peaceful relationship. You know, like that lady, that guy was talking about. That lady was talking about. Which I don't know about this guy who was dating a white girl. You know, and I was like, maybe, right? You know. But anyway, I don't know. Like I said, it was just I didn't finish that video or nothing. I don't know why I didn't get it finished. I just didn't. That's not, you know, I was like, whatever. But it really, you know, like I said, it was basically a guy talking about that lady's video, you know? Because people love doing that. They love to, you know, those are kind of fun to watch, you know, like, you know, what to see what people think about things, right? It's like, this is where we're getting our formatting our opinions from other people's TikToks and YouTube videos and whatever the hell they're getting it from. I'm assuming Reddit, maybe even, because I know there's a lot of people also doing Reddit ones, but I think the Reddit ones are all reading, like they read out loud what the hell someone said, and then they do comment their own personal thoughts into that thing, you know. But that seems to be the end thing now, you know, even with books, right? But yeah, so I'm excited because, like I said, I think I talked about, yeah, I know I did. I made a short video when I was walking about, you know, tomorrow we're going to have some fun. And, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to cook. So that's why I'm like, what am I going to make for dinner? I need to make something. Like today and tomorrow I can actually probably cook dinner since we won't be working the evenings, right? You know, and this morning I made eggs. And I also did cook some sausage later after I cooked the eggs. But, you know, just to get it cooked so we can eat it later. But it is in the fridge. We didn't eat it because we're like, we already had eggs and we were full by then. But anyway, that's all I wanted to kind of go over, because I can't even remember what I was going to tell you, you know. But like I said, I feel like I'm going to try to work a little bit harder at being a little more sensitive to my husband and his feelings and stuff, you know. And like I said, work at making us more of a peaceful couple. You know, because I think that would be nice. Like I said, we're at our old, we're going to be grandparents. We ought to be just relaxing instead of freaking out and being so stressed out about everything, especially finances. So I'm going to get us there, you know. God, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And we are trading, probably going to, okay, we're not going to get the Impala. My husband decided it was not worth it because it's getting like 14 gallons a mile. He's like, dude, if we're going to have a car that gets that much mileage, you might as well have the Traverse. So he's getting the Traverse instead. So we're going to swap the Traverse for the Traverse, which this Traverse has a hitch. We could actually put, you know, tow things with it. So that's the other thing. He's like, yeah. But I feel like he's going to be using that thing more than I'm going to get to. So I'm pretty much stuck with the Malibu that I'm driving right now, basically. Which, like I said, it is, except for the few pops that I hear sometimes, it's driving great. Okay, this thing is driving great right now, like perfect. And I kind of feel like I should run it to the ground before we get rid of it anyway. So I don't know. I'm thinking about, oh God, please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. That was scary. Anyway, oh God, what was I saying? Damn it, I'm gonna think. Oh, I can't even think. But yeah. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna drive this thing, run it to the ground a little bit, then maybe try to work up on trying to get something else later that I might want later, you know, like something else that's a car, kind of. Because I think he's also still planning on getting the white Malibu, so he's gonna end up with like pretty much 2 cars, and I'm only gonna have this thing. But it's something, you know, it's better than nothing right now. Oh, I was gonna drop my insurance on that Traverse. I'm like, why the fudge am I have insurance on that thing I paying a lot of insurance when we're not even driving it. We can't drive it right now. We're going to get rid of it, you know? So, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to worry about anything right now because, like I said, I'll just save like I planned. Like I said, the whole point of getting the Traverse was to keep it for like 5 years, which obviously, it seems like we're getting a new freaking car every year. Like I said, I had the Honda Civic for a very short time, for less than a year. I now have the Traverse like a whole year, basically, probably. And now, you know what I mean? So it's kind of sad. I'm like, dude, we're supposed to be keeping these for more than we are keeping them, which is, you know, anyway. But anyway, so that's where we're at. So no Impala, getting the other Traverse, and get rid of my Traverse, which I'm kind of glad. Like I said, I don't want to buy a wrecked vehicle again. I'm not doing that ever again. I've learned my damn lesson about it, okay? I'm not stupid enough to do that again. It was just stupid. And, oh, yeah. I just, like I said, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. But, you know, I don't know. Like I said, first I got to worry about get caught up first yet. So we'll see what's going on with that. But I guess I'm quitting here. I'll talk to you another time. And I'm hoping to make a transfer Tuesday, one of these days, that actually might say, oh, look, we're actually doing some improvements. Blah, blah's happening, you know? And then I'm going to have to do a movie review about that movie we're watching tomorrow called, I think it's called Good Fortune. And, yeah, so I will talk to you later. Bye.